So I decided to make a series of videos on ASATRU called ASATRU Ain't All That in a Bag of Chips. And the reason I'm doing this is not not for any other reason besides it seems that the people that flock to this channel seem to be ASATRUers, and hopefully I'll reach one or two of them and get them to understand how silly they are. I don't have anything particularly against these people except for the fact that their attitudes are holding back, in my opinion, holding back the white race. Now, this first video, I'm going to go in reverse. The first video is going to be about how Christianity was the natural evolution of paganism. I really do wish people would read The Phenomenon of Man by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. The reason why is because he lays out how Christianity unified the various peoples, and also what people tend to not understand. Christianity is not, it's not necessarily a religion in and of itself. If you look at, for example, Catholicism is a very good example. If you look at the various ways that Catholicism is expressed by the various people that practice Catholicism, for example, Mexican Catholicism isn't Irish Catholicism, isn't German Catholicism, isn't British Catholicism. There are different cultural, how can I put this? The different peoples that practice Christianity have merged it to their own outlook, and still unifies them. One of the biggest issues I find with, say, these people that believe in ASATRU, what they don't understand is ASATRU and other primitive pagan systems of belief. ASATRU, not so much Druidism. Druidism was a bit higher, but still, these lower level development paganisms were not sufficient to allow for an organized civilization such as that of Greece or Rome, or like the one we have today. If we continued as a species to practice the religions like ASATRU or other primitive pagan religions, we would continue to create primitive culture. Now, this is fine if that's all one wants to achieve, but if that is all one wants to achieve, they are giving up on the state of the achievement of Übermensch, or Overman, this concept that we should revert all the way back to our primitive selves has some truth, but to live that way in a permanent state is not good for civilization. Another thing that irks me about these ASATRUers and these types of folks is they refuse to understand that these were primitive states. When you look at Iron Age Germany, or Iron Age Ireland, or Iron Age what have you, or the medieval times, these were not good times. And these belief systems, with their superstition and supernatural beliefs, held back scientific advancement, whereas the ancient Greeks, who, mind you, because of Thomas Aquinas, the ancient Greek thought is expressed in Christian thought. Now, what happened was these primitive beliefs did sully the ability of civilization to move forward. And that's a very important thing. If you wish to live in a high society, you need high ethics and you need logic and reason. These were things that were perverted by the more primitive pagan religions. Not the ancient Greeks or the Persians or people of that nature, but the Scandinavian religions, the German religions, the Celtic religions, these pagan belief systems were very, very primitive. And it's always funny to me, because I am a believer in Pan-Americanism and the creation of a Pan-American race, when I see people that promote ASATRU talking about how primitive the Inca or the Maya or the Aztecs were, which is, I get a good chuckle out of that, because what they end up saying is, and I always end up defeating them in argument, but what's so funny is these people that promote a religion and a belief system and a civilization far, far less advanced than, say, the Inca or the Aztec or the Maya, will promote this idea that, somehow prior to Catholicism, the Vikings were all flying around in flying cars and had ray guns. It's absolutely hilarious. It is just insane the way that some of these Asatruers believe that they were somehow the lost Atlanteans of Hyperborea and all this other kooky crap. I get a good chuckle out of it 9 times out of 10. But I'm gonna this will be a 3-part video series. So just wait for the other 2.